Hi, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show. Today is a story beyond stories. Let me start this off where it makes sense. How does culture affect you as an individual? It affects us all. But more importantly, how does it affect you as a female in a different country and having to almost lose your own identity based on a culture and its beliefs? We have a young lady today that's going to take us down that journey from going from, I'm not going to say religious persecution, but I will call it cultural persecution, trying to find her dream, trying to still honor her culture, but more importantly, trying to have her own, listen to what I'm saying, her own identity. I'm going to make sure I get this name right because it's a beautiful name. I'd like to welcome to the show, all the way from Dallas, Texas, go Cowboys, Alina, the model. Welcome to the show, Alina.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
You know, such a impactful story during the pre-interview. Almost literally, no. It softened my heart in such a way that you couldn't imagine, because I've had encounters with women of your culture. I see the hideness where they hide who they want to be so many times. Before we get started, Alina, tell the viewers a little bit about who you are before we get into your story.
So I was simple person, simple daughter, and simple wife who always wanted to tell people that I am not only a woman, also a individual person. But I was totally, you can call it housewife. And then I decided that I'm going to do whatever I like that make me happy, and which is modeling and acting.
You are from Pakistan.
I'm from Pakistan. Yes.
What is the culture like for a female versus a male in Pakistan? Now, tell me if I'm right or wrong. There's cultural status, which I call the caste system, where you have a lower caste, a middle class, and then you have the rich. And from what I understand, from what was told to me, when you're born in these different castes, you pretty much are stuck there, and you're groomed to behave and act a certain way. And a lot of times you're frowned upon, you're being discriminated against for the color of your skin. Share some enlightenment on what that was like for you in Pakistan before you came to the United States.
So, about culture, first thing about color, as I already told you that I have a dark color. I'm not very lighter color. The color like me is not very, very attractive to Pakistani people. I'm talking about when I was really, really little. That back then was culture a little different. There was no social media, no internet. People was little, the way of thinking was little different. Mm-hmm. So people call me name because of my dark color. I grown up in that kind of environment.
What kind of names would you be called? Because I think your color is...
So in Urdu.
So what would they call you?
So it's in Urdu, it's called black, called kala. Black is a word called kali. So Kali is a name that when you see somebody has a darker color, they call you, she's so Kali. So she's so black. So that's the first thing which when I was little, I saw in my culture that is not good. That people call you name just because you have a darker color than them. So they bully you. Even when I grown up, a lot of people try to, we have a culture of we don't get married by ourselves. So our marriage is arranged by our parents. So mostly proposal come to your home, your parents see the boy, and then the boy's parents see you, and if they like you, they arrange the marriage. When I start, I was age in 2021, and I finished my college, and I wanted to do university. So some people reach out to my parents, my mom, that I wanted to see your daughter because I wanted to see your daughter for my son. And when they came home and their other relatives came home and see me, and they did not like me. So a lot of people over there, when they come to see you for their son, they don't like you because you have a little darker color. So I've been through with that kind of mindset in Pakistan, that if you have a darker color, they don't see your inner beauty. They're going to see your outer beauty. They're only going to see your color, especially.
So, Alina,
if they don't like you,
Alina, what color is acceptable to the culture? What color were they looking for?
Lighter color.
What was it?
Lighter white color.
How does that? How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel as a woman in whole, to know that in order for you to even be accepted in your own country, that you had to be a woman of almost fair skin complexion?
In starting, I felt like a little bit when people bully you, when you're a kid, you start not confident. You feel like, I'm not fitting in. But my mom was great motivation for me, and she always tried to motivate me whenever I'm a little sad and down, and somebody call me Kali, and I start crying. Of course, it's the emotions. I'm a human being, and everybody has emotion. And I was little, and I was like, somebody call me Kali, and I start crying, and my mom was, no, you are so beautiful. Look at your features. Look at your nose. You look at your lips. And she always tried to give me that comfort, that I feel like I'm not ugly. Because sometimes kids, when you tell them that they're your called name or something, and you realize maybe I'm ugly, people start thinking that way. But my mom always tried to motivate me that, no, you're not ugly. You're beautiful. You have a little different color from others, right, but you are beautiful.
Let me ask you a question. You mentioned, this is a two-part question. So the first question is, you mentioned the guy contacted your mom about coming to see you, but I was under the impression that in your country, you guys are pretty much covered up with the black garments and the different color garments, where you can't even really see anything about you except for maybe your eyes at particular time. So how was this guy able to even interact with who you look like if half of the population is covered up? Does that make any sense?
So yeah, but I was not that. So in Pakistan, you can cover your body if your family is that kind of family. I told you there is a different group of people. Some people, they don't wear full cover. Some people they do, or their family do, family to family, they just pass this thing. But my family was not, my mom never forced me to put that cover.
Okay.
So I attend my college, I attend my university without cover.
Is that frowned upon, not following the traditions? Because evidently your mom was a pioneer. She was like, okay, I'm a do some traditions, but I'm gonna raise you up to be more of independent. So is that frowned upon? And is there the other part of this question is you mentioned that they pretty much did not accept your color feature of being darker. Is there distinction between a light-skinned Pakistani woman and a dark skin? Were you feeling any of that pressure with as you was evolving into your womanhood?
So if you see Pakistani women or men, their majority is lighter color. So you can find maybe 10% people like me, they have a darker color.
Mm-hmm.
So, but majority you can find lighter color. That make people think that lighter color is more beautiful than darker color.
Mm. Okay. So when you got
What was your other question?
Oh, my other question was there a lot of animosity against the women? Because I know when you have a lot of women together, it can be chaotic, but you're at a university, you're in high school, you're in the workforce, you're married and you're around different people. How do the light-skinned woman deal with the dark-skinned woman, knowing that the dark-skinned woman isn't really accepted in the tradition?
So pretty much if I tell you about myself, so as I told you, my mom gave me so much confidence about my color. With the time and education and I educate myself and I come to know this is nothing. This is just a mindset of the people. They think that way. I can't change them. But what I can do, I can change myself. As a woman, I can be confident on myself, on my color, on my feature, and love myself. And I don't care what people think. If they like me, they like me. If they don't like me, that's okay too. But I love myself. That's how I deal with that thing.
You mentioned your first marriage. You mentioned two marriages in the Pakistani culture. So don't get it twisted to the viewers. You tried to honor your family's culture, but at the same time, you was also being exposed to the hidden things that lie within the family culture, and you experienced this firsthand through both marriages. Can you give a brief insight on those two marriages as it relates to culture?
Yes. So in Pakistani culture, they born in that thing that if we are getting married with a woman, she's our property. She has to live her life according to us. So we can tell her what to do. So they born with that kind of mindset that woman is our property. We have to tell her. So when women like me, I born with the personality that if I see something which is wrong, I try to not say most of time, but sometime, when you're born with the personality that you are, what is that called? That the person who just upfront person who can say things. So I born with that personality.
I call it beast. That beast mindset. You're upfront with what's about to happen.
Yes. So I was that kind of mindset. So my exes they tried to control me. They tried to tell me what to do. And which I did because I respect my family. I respect their family. I respect my culture. I try to do a lot of things for them and for their culture and for everything. But at a certain point, I realized this is too much. Where I am nowhere. I am somebody's wife who is doing chore. I'm somebody's daughter-in-law who is serving them. And I'm somebody's daughter who is doing everything for them. But where I am. So at certain point, I realized that I am nowhere. I am just, everybody is trying to use me. Everybody is trying to, I have to cook for them
Mhm.
3 times, no matter what. I have to do laundry. I have to do everything. If they go out, yes, I can go without, I had no permission to go outside alone, because in Pakistan, my ex was like, no, you can't go there outside because you're a woman. You can't travel alone because you're a woman. You can't even talk louder because you're a woman. Like, there is not one thing. There are so many things which take my, like, okay, I'm a woman, but I'm also a human being.
Mhm.
I have rights. I have right to speak. I have right to talk. I have, if I'm bored, I can go out. I can go with my friends. I can go with to my parents' house. But there was no permission for me unless somebody else go with me, like maybe my brother go with me, or my husband go with me, or some man has to go with me. Otherwise, I was not allowed to do that.
Alina,
So,
you mentioned rights. Do you really have rights in Pakistan as a female? Second of all, the next question was, that's almost like slavery. And then the third question, I know I'm shooting questions at you, but we got 30 minutes to try to tell a beautiful story.
okay.
What did you want to be? I hear you emphasizing whatever that you was doing everything cultural based. Let's call it what it is. But what was your dream? What did you want to be? You didn't want to be programmed like you were saying. When you were in this class, you're programmed automatically to say, this is your life. When you appear, this is your life. When you appear, the world is yours. What did you want the world to be?
Right now,
Yeah.
So pretty much I am who I am right now. That's what I wanted to be. That if I wanted to wear certain kind of clothes, I can wear. Nobody tried to tell me what I have to wear. If I wanted to go out, I can go out. I can wanted to do something. I wanted to talk with you. I wanted to do an interview with you. I don't need to take permission from my husband that, hey, I take do interview with the Beast, like that show. I don't need. So whatever I wanted to do, I got it. I got the freedom. I got my own personality. Like, okay, if I wanted to talk louder, I can talk louder. There is no restriction that I have to speak slow because I'm a woman. No, I have a voice. I have a personality. I have no hesitation right now. So I pretty much got that thing, which is like, as an individual, think who you are first. When you think as a woman, you wanted to talk louder, you want to wear some sexy clothes, you wanted to go out, hang out with your friends. As a human being and as a woman, you have that rights. So I got that freedom, and I have all those things right now. That and not every women's are same. Not everybody think like me. Not everybody wants that. But if you want, at least you have that right to do it.
You mentioned during the pre-interview that you did suffer domestic situations in the household while you was in Pakistan. How is the legal system designed to help you? Because you mentioned almost a slave mental personality in the household. When there is domestic violence, and I'm pretty sure if you're sharing this, you wasn't the only individual that had to live in silence, but was there really a code of silence when domestic issues aroused in the household? What were some of the domestic issues that might have surfaced? And more importantly, when they did happen, were you able to get out of it? Because you're talking about property, human control, mind, body, and soul. Were you able to get out of it? And if you did, how did you do it?
So first thing I want to tell you about There are so many things for women. Oh my God. I don't, if you talk about the things about women over there, I will spend maybe my entire life to tell you that how they wash our brain from childhood. First thing, if you are victim of domestic violence, your parents and your family gonna tell you it's okay. The first thing they tell you that it's okay, that's a normal thing. It's okay if your husband slap you. You are husband and wife, and it's happened. I hate
Wait a
that
minute.
thing.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You just said you've been programmed from your culture that if your husband decides to stab you, it's cool.
No, slap.
Oh, smack you.
Slap.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
slap you. So
Say,
if
wow.
he slap you once a while, that's okay. That's a normal thing. If he yells at you, that's okay. That's a normal thing. So in over there, they train kids, like women especially. It's okay if a man is angry. It's okay if he's yelling. It's okay. You are a woman. You need to stay quiet. You are a woman. You need to not talk back. Like they train women mostly, and they never try to tell the man that, hey, you need to change yourself too. When I started these things, like I feel like I am not myself, and my ex was abuser, and he can hit me anytime whenever he wants to. I tolerate, and after that, after 1 day or 6 hour or 5 hour, he always says sorry. And I was like, okay, because my parents or my family always try to not try to tell me that no matter what, you're not going to get divorced. If he is beating you, try to change yourself. He is, if there is something wrong, try to catch up things and try to make everything smooth. And like, I have to do everything. As a woman, I'm the responsible who have to take care of every kind of situation inside. Even my husband is violent, even he's beating me. I have no permission to get divorced. So when I felt like, no, nobody is helping me, everybody's trying to tell me that live with him because you have to live with him no matter what, then I decided to get divorced. So everybody said, no, we're not going to help you. And because I was educated, and I was like, okay, don't help me, I don't care. I hired the attorney, and I filed the divorce. I filed the divorce, and I got divorced. And in that period, I was broke. I didn't have money. I didn't have no job because I spent 7 years with him. And in 7 years, I never studied anything. I was just a typical housewife. And even never, I remember I never even hold a pen in my hand in 7 years. The 7 years I spent with him, just home chores, cleaning and stuff like that, and nothing else. And when I filed divorce, there was the beast inside me. Like, no, it's okay. I can do it. I can file the divorce. I can find the job, even though I'm cut off from the society, everything, like every job and things, but I'm gonna find. I did find my job. I start job, actually, there is a thing, call center, like when you find people and do calls. So I find a job call center, and they start paying me. I filed divorce, and then I got divorced by judge. And yeah, it was very hard for me because I was alone. But I would say to all women, whoever listening to me, when you decide something, don't think that from where you're gonna get help. Nobody gonna help you, but you can help yourself. Just there was a passion inside me. I was like, no, you know what? I decided to not live with that man. That's it. Even I have to live on the street. I have to not eat anything. I would compromise on that, but I would not compromise with that man who abused me every single day, mentally, physically. and I'm losing myself. I felt like I am not the person who I was before marriage. I was confident. I was always laughing person, and I lost that thing. I lost that how to laugh fully
And then
because so
you
much
wind up being tagged.
restriction.
And then you wind up being tagged. And it's almost it's let's call it what it is. It's frowned upon to be labeled with a divorce tag. How did that how did
I didn't care.
how did you navigate with having that? I mean, because now you're going to look for a job. I mean, they see divorce on your application. I mean, were a lot of things being frowned upon and doors.
So let me clear this thing. So in my culture, if your divorce job does not affect, only effect when you're divorced, you wanted to marry with a good person, you can't because you have a label of divorce. But job, you can find jobs. You can do studies if you want to do further. But for next marriage, people think that marrying with a divorced person is a bad thing, especially a woman, not for men. So if for example, if I'm divorced and somebody good looking wanted to marry with me, yeah, he can. But if his family is trying to search for him, the family would not prefer a divorced woman. Does that make sense?
Yeah, perfect sense. So
that's like a mindset.
that's now let's go to a more beautiful part of the story before we wrap up. You do the new movie. I call this the real Coming to America. You find the perfect individual. You come to America. What is it like for you now in America? Like, what dreams and opportunities did you have to get here? Like, what was it like when you actually came to this country?
So right now, when I came here, of course, I had a lot of dreams because we grown up to hear that America is a land of freedom, but I did not have too many expectations. But right now, I achieve whatever I was always dream. America is a land of dream. America is kind of it's like a heaven. To be honest, I posted long time ago on Instagram, like I was outside and wind was blowing my hair, and I posted and I write down on the bottom of that post that this is heaven for me. The person who come from the culture, who've been through with a lot. I did not have my voice. I did not have too many rights. I did not have too much freedom to do whatever I want to do. When I moved here, this was heaven for me. And it's a land of opportunity. And I feel like even I'm Pakistani, I start acting and modeling, and I felt like some people try to tell me, you have an accent. I was like, I don't care. I don't care even I have an accent. I don't care. I know that this is the beast inside me is already came out. Mm-hmm. I know I am confident. I'm beautiful. I am super duper like happy person. So wherever I'm going, they're going to understand me. Even I have an accent. And I'm going to get my jobs.
What are some of the things that you wish that you highlighted on a lot of things about culture, but more importantly, you talked about the beauty of having individuality and not letting that individuality stay locked in the closet and rising like a phoenix and allowing whatever you're feeling inside to manifest and come out. What are some of the things that you are really most proud of since you've been over here that you look back on and say, if I didn't have the beast inside of me to do this, I probably could have been stuck in that situation. So going back and reflecting like you reflected with the wind blowing in your hair, what are at least three of the most important things that resonate with you?
So what I'm proud of,
Yeah.
I'm proud of that. I took step. I got divorced. I did not stuck. I did not um, think about anything and think only about me. And I took divorce. I'm glad that I become free from that relationship so I can live the life I want to live. Life is very short. Everybody say that sentence, but life is really, really short. If I am living my life for others, that's a different scenario. But if I'm living my life forcefully to live with somebody, that's not worth for me. So there was always inside me like, no, I want to live my life my own terms.
Mm.
So I'm proud that I get rid of all those things and that mindset, even though I grown up on that society, which your brain is like trained. But I just broke those things. I broke those things and I was like, no, I want to live my life the way I wanted to do. I'm very proud of myself, basically, to do that, because sometimes people try to encourage you, but you don't have that courage inside you.
Right.
So you can do those things. You don't have that courage to bring that beast out, right? So when you have that courage and you bring that beast out, you can do whatever you want. So that's what I did. And I'm very proud of myself that I took a step. I did not think that who's going to help me, I trusted on God. And I only one thing I always tell myself, even everybody leave me, there is a one over there. You call it God, you call him Allah, you call him Jesus, you call him whatever name you wanted to do, but he is right there. He is with me. No matter where I go, he is always going to be with me because his love for me is different. So I always have that belief that God is always with me. So yeah, I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of that after bad decisions or bad experiences,
Right.
I am taking good steps. I learn with those things. I am not that kind of person that okay, bad thing happened, now let's do another bad thing. No, I learned a lot. So learning process inside me is still there. I'm still learning, and that's what I'm proud of my family, actually, my husband, and I have a 3-year-old son. Mm-hmm. And I'm proud of them that because they are so much supportive. Right now I'm talking on that show and my 3-year-old is here, but he's not bothering me because he knows that I am talking and I'm doing something which is important. So yeah, I'm proud of them, and I'm proud of being here, to be honest, in America. I'm blessed, actually.
Glad that you're here.
I have new world.
We're glad that you're here. We're glad that things turned out for the best. You put it out there in the universe, and the universe did deliver the message. Thanks so much for taking the time and effort to come onto the show. And we are going to put this out there in the universe. We might have you to be part of the new show, Different Voices.
Oh, nice.
We'll keep that a secret for the next time. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another exciting episode of the Andre.
Thank you so much for having me. And to let me, like, I'm feeling I'm so light right now because I wanted to tell people as a woman, especially women, if you are that's my message, if you allow me to say at the end. Women, no matter you're Pakistani, you're Indian, you're American, you're whatever culture you have, you are so powerful that you don't know even how much power you have. So all women, if you decide something, do it, and God gonna help you, and you never gonna, you're always gonna be successful.
Ladies and gentlemen,
just do it. That's my message. Even in America, I saw a lot of people, they are domestic violence victim, and they don't take step because they're scared. And emotions, I would say last thing, which is emotion, are the weakness of human being. don't be too much emotional about things. Try to be practical. When you become practical, God help you. In my religion, people say God help only those people they help themselves. So yeah, help yourself and you're gonna get beautiful life.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been once again, another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Crayton Show.